Hey everyone, it's Chris, and today I'm going to be taking a look at new hiking gear that I've got in my setup for 2022. So after a bit of an extended absence from YouTube, I'm finally back for 2022. Last year, the last few months just got away from me. We had another lockdown. I'd started a new job, was getting pretty busy with that, and time just got away. So I'm pretty excited to be back out again. I'm out on a nice little hike today called the Freeman's Mill walking track, and I'm here at the campground, which is Freeman's Mill Campground. And there's a weir just behind me, you might be able to hear that in the background. Nice water flowing through here, and it's just a nice cruisy little hike that I only recently found out about. I hadn't known about it before, and it's just a 13k return hike, so 6.5 k's each way. I just decided to come out to do a little overnight hike because I wanted to test some of this new gear that I've bought, and just a good little place to come and test that out. So that's what I'm going to be taking you guys through now, is the new items that I've added to my setup for 2022. So the first new bit of gear that I've bought very recently, just in the last few weeks, is a new backpack. And the one that I've got is the Zpacks Arc Haut 62 litre. So I was in the market for quite a while wanting to get a new backpack, and I was really looking for something that was going to be lighter than the one I've been using the last couple of years, which is a great pack but very heavy as far as backpacks go. It's almost 2.8 kilos. This one, on the other hand, is only about 624 grams, or closer to 700 with a couple of things I've added to it. So I am going to be doing a full review and initial look at this pack in a separate video, so look out for that if you're interested in finding out more about this pack. So that's the first thing I've added, and I'm really looking forward to getting a lot of use out of this. This is the first hike I've actually tried it on. As I said, I've just done a little short hike of 6.5 k's, and I had about 12.5 kilos in it, and it felt really comfortable to carry. So pretty happy with it as a first test, and that was part of the reason for coming out today, was just to give this a first little test run and see how it felt as far as carrying weight and that sort of stuff goes, and pretty happy with it so far. So as I said, look out for an upcoming video that will go through a full review and initial look at the Zpacks Arc Haut. The next bit of gear that I've got for 2022, which I actually ordered about halfway through last year, and it arrived just near the end of November. So I knew it was going to take a while for it to be made and delivered, so no surprises there. But it is my new quilt. This quilt is from a company called Tier Gear in Tasmania, and this is called the Quenda Goose Down quilt, which is a 900 fill power quilt. And I've been wanting to look at changing to a quilt for a while, partly because I just wanted to try out the difference between using this compared to a sleeping bag, and the fact that it was so much lighter. I've actually had my other sleeping bag for a really long time, and I've kept it in really good condition. It's actually more than 20 years old, and it does weigh around about 1.5 kilos, whereas this one actually only weighs just around about 700 grams with the straps included for the air mat. So much lighter, and I really just wanted to switch to this just to see what it was going to be like to use compared to a sleeping bag. And I am going to do a full review on this as well, so look out for that in one of the upcoming videos, and I'll go through all the features of the Quenda quilt in that video. The next new bit of gear that I've bought just recently as well is actually this that I'm wearing. It's a new long sleeve merino top that I'll be using basically as my main top for hiking. The one that I've been using for the last probably nearly 3 years was just starting to wear out, and that was also a great top and just felt so comfortable, but it was just starting to get a little bit worn, had a few tears in it, and it was about time that I needed to get a new top for hiking. So the one that I've gone for is the Icebreaker BodyfitZone 200, and the difference with this one to my previous one is it's not 100% pure merino. It does have a blend, so it's actually a little bit sort of stretchier, and the other thing with this one is that it does actually have more zones where it's got mesh, so along the sleeves, under the arms, on the back, and just really breathes very well. So I decided to go for something pretty similar to what I had before, just because I found it so comfortable to hike in, and it doesn't really get stinky unlike some other fabrics. So really just love hiking in this. And even in slightly warmer weather like today, it's around about 25 degrees at the moment, I just like the long sleeves just to get a bit of extra sun protection. So this is actually the first hike that I've tried out this new top on, and so far it's feeling really comfortable, and hoping this one will last me quite a while, as my last one did. Staying on the clothing theme, I've got a friend of mine who recently did a trip over to the US to go and see her family over there for a few months, and I asked her while she was over there if she could perhaps just pick up a couple of things for me, which I could easily order online of course, but given she was over there, I thought if she could grab a couple of small items for me, that would be great, and she was good enough to do that. So one of the things I asked her to pick up for me was some darn tough socks. Now, I've heard quite a lot about these from other hikers in the US, and one of the interesting features about darn tough is they'll basically guarantee their socks for life. So essentially, you buy a pair of these, you wear them for as long as they go for until they wear out, and once they do wear out, or if they wear out, basically you are entitled to get another pair for no charge. So I'm not really sure how many people actually take advantage of that. I'm sure there are plenty. So I don't know if that affects how much they're able to make from all their socks, but I bought 2 pairs of these. They're the quarter length mid-weight merino sock, and again they've got a bit of a blend in them, not 100% merino. I've got 2 pairs, as I said, so I've just brought this one along and I'm wearing the other pair. So I've just tried these out on this hike as well, and they're proving to be really comfortable so far. So 2 pairs of those, and I'm going to see how long they last for and whether I take advantage of the lifetime guarantee that they offer. And the last new bit of gear that I've got for this year, which I actually did buy last year and did actually use them a little bit last year as well, but I never really got to talk about them, so I figure I may as well include them in this new gear for 2022 video. And they are the Xero's Z-Trail sandals. These are what I use as my camp shoe, and I'd tried a few different things for camp shoes over the last few years. I'd had thongs, I even used some of those really lightweight hotel slippers when I went out on the Great Southwest Walk at the end of 2020, and they were fine, but only good for one trip. They were pretty much dead after that. I was trying to find something that was reasonably lightweight, and I do like to have camp shoes just to be able to wear something different when I get to camp and get my hot and sweaty trail runners off and get out of my socks. And I'd heard a few things about these just being really comfortable and well built, and I thought I'll give them a try. So I bought these last year, and I did actually use them down in Tassie last year and found them to be really good just as a camp shoe. So they have had a little bit of use so far, and I just found them to be really comfortable to wear around camp, and I'll continue to use these in the time to come as well. So that's just a quick look at the new items of gear that I've added to my hiking gear setup for 2022. It's just a good chance this weekend to come out and test those and see how they perform on a small weekend hike, and I'm looking forward to being able to use these on some bigger hikes coming up as well. As I said, I am going to have separate videos on the Zpacks Arc Haut backpack and also the Tier Gear Quenda quilt, so look out for those in the coming weeks if you want to see a full review on those. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you out on the trail next time.